say
yo 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 yo
Charlamagne the God.
Peace to the planet. It's Thursday.
Good morning, and this morning we have our first guest host.
Man, listen, we told y'all that we was gonna be rotating guest hosts.
That's right.
You know, throughout the year because Angela Yee has moved on to have her own show, Way Up with Angela Yee, that debuts. I think what, Black History Month or the Chinese New Year? Which one is it?
I think it's around Chinese New Year.
Okay, so we got our first guest host. I'm sure you know him. You've seen him on a million things. You've seen him on, Wild 'N Out. You've seen him on, he owns his own platform called Hollywood Unlocked.
Correct.
You've seen him on, Love and Hip Hop. You've seen him at every single party all across the world.
He has his own show right now.
That's right. It's
his
called
own late night show.
What's it called?
The Jason Lee Show.
I was going to say that, but Jason Lee is here.
Jason Lee, ladies and
always
gentlemen.
sounds crazy when you introduce people who have their own show and the show is named after them.
Right.
You got to say, from the Jason Lee Show, Jason Lee. Drop on the clues bombs for Jason Lee, man.
Good morning, brother. How you feeling?
Man, first of all, put some respect on the Breakfast Club now. Yeah, this is early as hell. And I got a bunch of rules in front of me. I'm going to try not to break them. Is there like a mute button or like a dump?
I do have a dump. You see that dump?
Okay,
they put that there, well, usually for Charlamagne, but it'll be for you too.
I've never seen any of those rules ever in my life, Jason. Ever.
Well, I know you broke every single one.
Every single one of them.
Absolutely. He's broke every single one of those
and
rules.
Jason is still dressed like he's going to somebody's red carpet right now.
Okay. Getting dressed
Right
this
now.
morning was a whole situation because I had a different outfit on, but I was like, yeah, tomorrow I will definitely be dressed differently.
Well, the cameras are on. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah,
The cameras are all
on,
around.
yes.
Yo, the studio is lit.
Yeah, new studio. This is our first week in the new studio. We got new cameras. Everything is digital now. It's different.
Yeah, I got to bring y'all like a gay flag or something because I know you usually have gay toys around Charlamagne, but
No, we had the gay flag in the old studio, but what I want to happen in this studio is like all of that stuff that we collected and just accumulated over time. So I don't even know where that stuff is at now.
Yeah. We tossed a lot of that old stuff out. So, yeah, like he said, we'll accumulate some more stuff and make the studio new in hours again.
And today, we don't need the gay flag. We got Jason Lee.
yeah, I'm gay. All of it. I said, I ran into Envy at the White House. We missed you.
Oh, I chose not to go to that party. I told you that.
Yeah,
Jason.
you did.
Yeah, I'm not. I
He
refuse
wasn't
to go to that party.
He doesn't go anywhere with large crowds.
Yeah.
Usually.
And I mean, it's not even just the large crowds. I just didn't want to be in that vicinity because when you then critique them, then they act like, why are you critiquing us? We invited you to the White House.
No, I got an email proof of that last night. Yeah, they're not happy. When you tell them the truth, that's all we here to do. They don't like it. So, my response to them was probably not happy. They didn't make it happy.
What were they upset with you about?
Yeah, what you do now?
Well, they want to have a lunch with the vice president, which I said I'm down with. But then it became, let's do it in February. I'm not only meeting y'all when it's Black History Month. What the hell? I'm not that guy.
That was the other thing, too. Because when they invited us, I had other partners that told me, well, I'm going on to this one on Thursday. And I'm like, on Thursday? And somebody else was like, well, I'm going to this one on Saturday.
I got bamboozled.
So I'm like, hold on, it's a bunch of different parties?
I got bamboozled. Yeah, because when I got invited, I thought it was the holiday party where I would see Mary J. Blige perform and Mariah Carey.
Nah, it wasn't that.
Fat Joe.
That was the Black Christmas party. That was the Jingle Jangle party.
Man,
That's what that was.
Yeah, that one didn't
Well, first
happen.
of all, and Envy was so late to get down and take. Did you get a photo with the president?
Nope.
He was late to get his photo.
Man, I wouldn't want no picture with Joe Biden anyway, though.
Well, they put me next to a bunch of white people. I was trying to edit myself out, but I just feel like the photo in the background would be warped, so I just
White people at the Black Media party?
On this side, it was like Shade Room, Revolt. On this side, it was Hollywood Unlocked and a bunch of white people. So yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it wasn't a black media night. It was just media night, and all the black people stayed with each other.
I thought it was black media night.
Nah. It's just all the black people stayed on one section, and then
y'all segregated the White House.
We segregated.
Felt like old times, didn't it, Biden?
I walked around the White House. Asking all the white people, "Were you in the crown?" They were like, "No."
We'll never get another invite. But all right, well, let's get the show cracking. Malcolm Jamal Warner will be joining us this morning.
The legendary Malcolm Jamal Warner. I mean, he's in a new Fox show called
Accused.
But you know Malcolm Jamal Warner. Theo from the Cosby Show. Malcolm and Eddie. And found out a bunch of other shows that I didn't even know was on.
Yes, so we'll kick it with him in a little bit. But let's get the show cracking. Of course, we got front page news. Speaking of Joe Biden, they found some more classified documents.
The hypocrisy surrounding this story is nuts, but we'll discuss.
We'll tell you about all that. And now let's get into some new music. This is Moneybagg Yo, Glorilla. What you on? Moneybagg Yo,
man.
Glorilla on What You On.
Who record is that? That's Glorilla.
Moneybagg Yo, Moneybagg Yo.
I'm about to say, drop on the clues bomb for Glorilla because she 3 for 3.
That's hard.
In regards to the record she presented to the radio, but either way,
yo, she killing it.
Man, drop on the clues bomb for Memphis. Lord have mercy.
Good morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God. Jason Lee is our celebrity guest today. And And let's get in some front page news. Now, Buffalo Bills safety Damar Hamlin has been discharged from the hospital 9 days after he collapsed during a game. Now, doctors say we've completed a series of tests and evaluations, and we spoke with the team physicians, and we are confident that Damar Hamlin can be safely discharged to continue his rehab at his crib. So,
when they say rehab for what? Rehab just to get back to his regular everyday life, or rehab?
Well, they
to get
haven't
back
mentioned
to football.
No, they haven't mentioned football. I guess to get back to regular life. I'm sure football is secondary in his life,
which is the most important thing, right? Like, you just want to be able to live.
Yeah.
Huh?
Well, this is why I never played sports. Well, that and I was gay.
Gay people can play sports.
No, they can't.
No, I guess they can.
I mean, they can. They just can't stay in the game professionally because they don't want us in there.
I'm sure you know a lot of athletes that are gay, Jason,
I've
even if
slid.
they're not openly.
Yeah, well, they don't slide back. I tell you, I have a problem. They don't want to be on Hollywood Unlocked like I would ever do that, but yeah, nah.
Oh, they think if you try to holler at them in the DMs, then you're going to put them on blast. Oh, my God.
Now, yesterday, there was a lot of planes that were grounded. FAA was trying to figure out what happened yesterday. The system went down, and Pete Buttigieg spoke about it.
What people need to know is that FAA will always act to make sure that passengers are safe. And part of what you saw this morning was an act of caution to be sure until it was 100% airtight that the system was working properly, even just for delivering messages, that we had that ground stop. But I do think that broader question is a real one. What are the redundancies? What are the backups? What are the means to make sure that a disruption like this does not happen? Because what you saw this morning was something we haven't seen in a very long time, and we need to design in a field that's changing a lot and is going to be changing a lot more in the years to come. We need to design a system that does not have those kind of vulnerabilities.
Okay, Pete, stop acting like you don't know what happened. Okay, that was a cyber attack.
I think so.
Somebody tapped the jaw of the U.S. just to let us know.
Yeah, to the point to where they grounded the planes. I mean, I was on a flight the other day. I'm already nervous, but now I'm really nervous to go home.
Yeah, that doesn't just happen. No. The FAA system doesn't just crash. If I read yesterday correctly, they said that hasn't happened since 9/11.
9/11, yeah.
So I know they're not going to tell us the truth, just like they won't tell us the truth about extraterrestrials existing. But somebody tapped the U.S.'s jaw yesterday. I don't know if it was China, Russia. Somebody tapped the jaw a little bit.
Now, lastly, I don't know if you remember, Joe Biden was on 60 Minutes, and he was talking about...
Joe Biden remember being on 60 Minutes?
No, he doesn't. But he was on 60 Minutes, and he was talking about classified documents they found from Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm. When you saw the photograph of the top secret documents laid out on the floor at Mar-a-Lago, what did you think to yourself, looking at that image?
How that could possibly happen.
Okay.
How anyone could be that irresponsible.
Okay.
And I thought, what data was in there that may compromise sources and methods?
That's what we think.
By that I mean names of people who helped, or et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just totally irresponsible.
Yeah, I agree. That's why you're getting donkey today.
The second batch of classified documents have been found at Biden's office.
A second batch.
Now this is not the original office. This is another place they found a second batch.
The hypocrisy surrounding this story is nuts. Now they saying it's not the documents that are the problem. It's the obstruction. That was the problem. Like they say, Trump obstructed justice by not turning the documents over when they asked. And I knew that was part of it with Trump, but I also thought the documents were the actual issue because folks said they didn't know what was in the documents. Could be nuclear codes or, could be Trump selling classified information to foreign entities. But with Biden, folks are like, oh, well, classified info slips up all the time. It's the obstruction. That's the difference.
I mean, a lot of people take paperwork home from. I mean, I'm probably going to take some of these papers home with me tonight.
You're not the president, Jason.
Goodness gracious.
I mean, the president, Trump has done everything. He put Spider-Man all over the Capitol over there. All the white people climbing up the building. Ain't nobody been to jail yet.
No, people got locked up for that.
They ain't in prison.
They not in prison. Well, no, I think some of them got prison.
One or two of them.
Yeah.
One or two of them.
Well, they haven't been labeled terrorists. We know there's different rules for those people over there.
And they're definitely domestic terrorists. But I just don't like the double standard that exists because they literally are saying now it's the obstruction that's the difference, not the actual classified documents.
Yeah,
but all they told us over and over with Trump was, no, we don't know what's in those documents. You just heard the president say that. What could be in that information? Now it's classified info slips up all the time. I hate the double standard that exists. And I watched MSNBC and CNN last night, and the coverage of that story was very, very minimal. I didn't see them talk about Biden on CNN until like 10 o'clock at night.
I was sleeping by then.
It's unbelievable.
All right, well, that is your front page news. Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Again, 800-585-1051. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Wake up, wake up.
Wake your ass. This is your time to get it off your chest. Whether you're mad or blessed, we want to hear from you on The Breakfast Club.
Hello, who's this?
Yo, I want to say one thing.
What?
You want to say
Why
one thing?
you didn't give the girl who hit the guy with the bowling ball donkey of the day?
That's a good question. I haven't seen the video. I heard about it though.
Yo, that was some bull. Like you gave Dana Howard. What's the white guy name?
Dana White. Dina Howard sang a song called "Freak Like Me" back in the day. Love with Dina Howard.
Yeah, I know. I love that song too. But why you didn't give that
Jesus
donkey of the day?
I don't even know her name. I'm gonna look it up. I think she might be deserving of a donkey today. I think you're right, sir.
She gotta get 2 donkeys of the day.
Okay, why you drinking at this time of morning, bro? You just leaving the club?
Hey, why you ain't drinking?
That's when you know somebody's drunk. Why you ain't drinking? Why you drunk? Why you ain't drinking?
Those are hours when he leaving the club, though.
Definitely leaving.
Hello, who's this?
This is Jordan the Welder. Good morning, Breakfast Club.
Good morning, Jordan. Get it off your chest.
I just wanted to wish a safe and happy and healthy pregnancy to all the pregnant women out there, including myself.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
You got a little Welder on the way?
Thank you. Yeah. Can you guys look at my Instagram page, please?
What's your Instagram page? What's your IG?
Jordan the Welder?
Yeah, Charlamagne follows me.
Yeah, I didn't know you was pregnant. I didn't realize you was pregnant, though.
Well,
You
congrats.
ain't seen no pregnancy photos up there?
Yeah.
Oh, how many months?
Watch my stories too. I am 6 months.
Man,
Congrats. Enjoy it.
Yeah, let me know where your
Enjoy it.
registry at, Jordan.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You have a good one, mama.
You too. Bye.
Hello, who's this?
Hi. Hey, how you doing?
How's it going? What's your name, bro?
Rebel Jesus from Detroit.
Rumble. Oh, boy. You the poet?
Yes.
All right, you got some poetry for us this morning? Goodness gracious.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Before I was on this earth, I was known. Went from being the myth to born the legend. The funny thing is, Pops made me a high-level peasant. He wasn't even present, a deadbeat. Barely even spoke to me until I was dead meat. 3 days later, I was on my feet. I got up out of there, went to see my peeps, told them I was out of here. Time lapsed over 2,000 years. Now I'm doing poetry in front of descendants of those who murdered me. But I'm not my dad. I won't hold you accountable for something you didn't ask for. That's how you cause a domino effect.
All right. What else do you do, bro?
Jason Lee, do you have any thoughts?
That cadence just put me to sleep. I can't.
And Jason's already kind of sleepy because he's not used to being up this morning. So you supposed to come up here and give him something to pep him up, okay?
I mean, he could never survive in Wild Style.
Well, Malcolm Jamal Warner's coming later, and
yes,
he does poetry a little better than you, bro.
Okay.
You don't have any other goals for the new year?
What else you doing?
Well, I do podcasting as well.
Nah. What else? What else do you do? How you make money?
Oh man, I just got a regular 9 to 5.
There you go.
There you go. Stick with that, man.
Stick with that. What is it?
Merchandising.
There you go.
That's Amazon, FedEx. All right, I ain't mad at that, bro.
Huh?
Stick with the merchandising.
Great benefits.
It's all right benefits.
Oh, okay.
Well, have a good one, bro.
Yeah, keep growing. You're going to grow in that company. I believe in you.
Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, hit us up now. And Jason Lee, he's our celebrity guest host this morning, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
It seems like it's gonna fall. It's gonna fall, and if it do fall, what we gonna do?
Yeah, now you're right.
How we gonna get goods and services? It's gonna be hard getting goods and services. It's already takes a long time to get goods and services now.
Yeah, nobody's gonna be doing work for free out here.
Well, they're trying to box you guys out anyway because they're trying to create electric trucks that electric 18-wheelers that they won't actually need drivers. So I mean that's gonna be real tough on your industry.
Let me ask you something. Do you trust a truck going down the road 80,000 pounds with no driver in it?
I don't. But if you see what they're doing on the bridges and tolls, you know what I mean, there's no more people there anymore. Now it's all electric. So all those people lost their jobs. If you look at what they're doing in the trains and the buses, a lot of those people have lost their jobs. So it's going to be real difficult out there. Robots take it over.
That's true. Hey, Envy, I got an idea for you though. I know you're still doing the car show stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I know. I got a crazy idea. Not a crazy idea, but
well, stay on hold. Stay on hold.
Why would you tell the world that idea, bro? Man. You ain't even trademarking nothing yet. I'm sure.
Just stay on hold. Good. Hello, who's this?
Yo, good morning. Stevie Steve from Delaware, comedian.
Stevie Steve. Delaware, comedian. What's up?
Happy New Year.
Happy New
Happy
Year.
New Year, brother.
Now I'm sitting in my parking lot. I think a good line. I got to go to work today.
What? What did he say?
I'm sitting in my work parking lot thinking of a good line. I ain't got to go to work today.
You're already there, bro. You might as well just go in. You're already there.
I know, man. It's hard.
There's a lot of diseases floating around. Pick one. COVID, the flu, RSV.
But if you're sitting in the parking lot, you shouldn't be calling in on a radio
y'all let me
show.
co-host. I'm going to save my good life when I come co-host with y'all.
Oh, my goodness.
There was actually a podcaster poet who just called in. I think y'all should team up.
Yeah, y'all should get together and do something together.
We should give up?
Yeah, call it parking lot podcasting or parking lot poetry. Something with parking lots and poetry.
I'm trying to be on anybody, comedian and friends comedy show, so hit me up.
They hit you up, bro.
Jesus Christ, man. God bless.
Those are the people we deal with each and every morning, Jason.
Wow.
I'm sure Jason gets those kind of people too.
Yeah, no, not really.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm just saying people who think people who want to be on or who want to get in position but have done no work to be there.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, some of them are on Wild 'N Out, but they make it to like the first episode and then Nick sends them home.
Well, Jason Lee is our guest host this morning. He's going to be handling all the rumors, and we got rumors on the way. What we talking about?
Man, they say Gunna's out here, the new 6ix9ine in these streets. But
Whoa.
He's defending himself.
He's throwing all hot.
Whoa.
What?
Nah.
Why y'all this disparage of cancel culture when it comes to snitching? Gunna's the new 6ix9ine, and I got that coming up.
Whoa.
All right. Jason Lee, ladies and gentlemen. Rumors on the way. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club.
DJ NV, can you do something for me? Why did Drake want 21 Savage to do so much for him, man?
What is
he
wrong
want 21
with you?
to get at his ops. He want 21 to get at his exes. Jesus Christ. All that for a collaboration album?
Drake not trying to mess up that visa.
You're right.
My goodness gracious.
He ain't stupid.
Exactly what it is.
Well, our guest host for today is Jason Lee. And we got rumors on the way. What we talking about, Jason?
Listen, we're going to talk about Gunna snitching in a minute, but before that, what? Why does everybody get so uncomfortable when I say that?
You're coming so hot.
Well, listen, it's early. I got to wake myself up. But no, there's this non-funny comedian named Gerard Carmichael.
Whoa.
I have not watched the Carmichael show. I don't care about what.
Carmichael show was great.
Well, I'm sure it was, but what wasn't great was...
Wait, hold on.
What?
Go ahead, go.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name or you gossiping or you chatty patty.
Gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Right. On the Breakfast Club.
All right, go.
What was the rumor report? But this is Jason Lee with the T. Get into this. So Gerard Carmichael, he hosted the Golden Globes the other day, and it was really black. Everybody, all black excellence was in the house getting honored, but he was not honoring an icon who actually died there. So the Whitney Houston estate is now sounding off because at the Golden Globes, he gave a joke that wasn't really that funny, and this is what he said.
We are pressed for time, but they wanted me to shout out the venue that we're in. So we are here live from the hotel that killed Whitney Houston, the Beverly Hilton, you guys. So that's very exciting.
Just ridiculous.
Yeah, Gerard, my guy, but that joke didn't make much sense because the hotel didn't kill Whitney Houston. Like what Whitney was doing in the hotel, unfortunately, killed Whitney Houston.
It was a corny joke.
But this is the crazy part. In 2012, we had that party with Whitney the day before she passed away. This year, we held our award show, the Hollywood Unlocked Impact Awards, at that same hotel. So we actually did that in honor of, just the memory and relationship we have with Whitney. So it was, so the Pat Houston, this is the family spokesperson, she's speaking out, and she called the joke disappointing. And she went on to say that the Whitney Houston estate is disappointed in the joke and felt it was in poor taste.
Yeah, maybe if he would have just said, this is the hotel where Whitney Houston, passed away in.
Just mentioned
it would have made more sense, but I didn't get the whole hotel.
She's an icon. She's a
Houston.
legend. Yes.
Well, he's gay, right?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, the entire LGBTQ community is pissed. I'm here to speak on behalf of all of them. So all gays everywhere, man.
Oh, because Whitney's a gay icon. I mean, she's an icon, period.
Yeah, she's an icon, period. Yeah. But we honor her, and it's interesting because yesterday I actually spoke to Monica, and Monica, when we were in the conversation about something else, brought back that day that she was with her the day before she died, and she was just talking about how important Whitney was. This is before I even heard about this story. So
you were with Whitney the day before she died too, right?
Partying with her, yeah.
Wow.
She's walking through the club. She was dragging Ray J through the club like a side chick.
Wow.
Damn it, man.
Well,
shout to Ray J.
Was the side chick.
Shout to Ray J.
Yeah. want to keep going?
Yeah, keep going.
Okay, well, listen, we're going to go back and talk about the snitch now. I don't know why. Why are black people everywhere like upset or shocked when I say this? Because when 6ix9ine did it, nobody said anything.
Well, I just don't know if Gunna was snitching. I don't know. I personally don't know.
Okay, well, he's back on social media saying that he wasn't snitching. And apparently this is all coming down after he copped this plea in the YSL RICO case, but fans are not here for it. So recently, the rapper pled guilty to a racketeering conspiracy charge. He was released from jail. Now, all the people I know from the hood that go to jail, and I mean, yes, we got to wait on the paperwork, but we ain't seen the paperwork. But what we have heard is the audio of him in the courtroom, and this is what he said.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped the vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
Very polite.
That's what I took from it.
Okay.
I just took you very polite.
At this point, Tekashi 6ix9ine can open up for Drake if that's what we're gonna say. Because Gunna and 6ix9ine are literally the same person.
Well, I will say this.
Okay,
I don't know what the conversations between Thug and Gunna was. Now, if Thug knew this and it was clear and this was okay, then I get it. But if Thug had no idea and he was railroaded and had no idea what was going on and they're using this against him, then absolutely, positively, it's
Here's the thing. I have no idea if he's snitching. And I honestly don't care because I'm not in the street. And I don't understand why anyone who's not in the street or never been in the street cares. Even with 6ix9ine, I never cared that 6ix9ine was snitching. I expected 6ix9ine to snitch. What I always told him was, if you don't change your lifestyle, you're going to end up in jail or dead. Like, you're going to crash and burn.
Right. Well, I only care because everybody's business is my actual business. But he Gunna went on to say ninjas are acting like they switching to a side, but it's only one side. Hashtag YSL the label. Why he didn't put hashtag YSL the gang? That's what he said it was in the courtroom. I mean, this is what I'm saying. Keep the same energy. When you in them court streets and you get on these other streets, keep that same energy.
But isn't acknowledging YSL as a gang also acknowledging that he was indeed in a gang? So my whole thing is, I guess the difference between him and not even just people say 6ix9ine, but just the other people in YSL. The other people in YSL actually pointed at somebody.
Well,
there was other people in YSL that pointed and said, yeah, such and such did this. I didn't see who Gunna pointed at.
The whole fight with Kevin Lyles and everybody in the industry was saying that YSL was a record label and not a gang, and this was a label that employed young brothers and sisters and helped the community. That's what they were saying. So with him saying it's a gang, it kind of proved the point of the prosecutor.
Yeah, that's called snitching.
I don't care, but I think if we should wait on Thug.
That's what I'm saying.
When Thug says, "Hey, these people turned on me," then people can officially label them.
Well, let me just be very clear. I know 2 RICOs. The one that he got arrested for and my assistant. And I promise you, if you play on my social media, I will call the FBI because I'm not in the gang. I will snitch on your ass.
That's my whole point. I be seeing people on social media. I get that's the running joke on social media now to clown Gunna, but I'm like, why do you care? You're not in the street. You ain't never been in the street. Like,
I don't think we should care, but I definitely think we should keep that same energy. I think it was easy for people to say it about 6ix9ine. Everything I see, I just heard that. I mean, to me, I don't know. I just always say, like, even when it comes down to gay stuff, what would my brothers do? My brothers wouldn't do the things I do. Yeah. My brothers wouldn't snitch. So that was snitching.
I think we should encourage more crime prevention.
You're stupid.
I do.
Shout out to T.I.
Whoa, my God. See, goddamn.
Jason just came up here with the chopper.
Folks, they told me to wake up. I'm awake.
All right, you're good. Now, let me just ask one last question.
They told me to wake up.
Wait. Is Doug still following Gunna on IG?
I mean, he in jail. He ain't got no phone. How you going to unfollow him? Wait till he get out. Let's see when he get out what happened. If you get out and it's an unfollow, we know what it is.
All right. Well, that is
the most
Jason
2023
Lee
thing to say. How do you know if Gunna's snitching on Thug? Is Thug still following him on Instagram? That's the gauge now?
Oh, man.
Jesus.
Well, that is Jason Lee with the T. All right. When we come back, we got to talk about cannabis. Well, it's more like DUI and how you can be pulled over for it. We'll explain. Don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code ENVY for a special offer when you sign up. That's code ENVY. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
What song is this?
Weekend.
Oh, I've heard better Weekend songs.
Well, Timmy just did this like 2 months ago.
I like this song.
I feel like when you're driving in the car and the windshield wipers are going, but it's not raining.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's a little dreary.
Yeah.
Listen, a little dreary.
Bro, Timmy just did it over like 2-3 months ago.
Whose song was that originally?
That's Fugees.
The Fugees. Who?
I don't want.
Oh, Mario
Winans.
Yeah, he said the Fugees.
I thought the Fugees. That's not the Fugees.
That is Mario Winans. Yeah, that's Mario Winans.
Then they sampled from the Fugees though.
He sampled the beat, but that's Mario Winans' song. Yeah, okay.
As soon as you said Fugees, all I heard was Ready or Not and could not line
That
it
was
up.
Ready or Not.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a chopped and screwed version of Mario Winans. That's what it sounds like. It's like a lightly chopped and screwed version of Mario Winans.
Yeah, why we ain't play Glorilla and Moneybagg Yo right there? All right, anyway, let's get in some front page
about
news.
Music?
What?
It's because radio don't care about music no more.
I still do, sir. Well, our guest host today is Jason Lee. All right, now let's talk about Buffalo Bills.
Shooter.
Yeah, because he got the chop out this morning. Damar Hamlin, he has been discharged from the hospital 9 days after he collapsed during a game from cardiac arrest. Doctors say we completed a series of tests and evaluations, and after speaking with the team, he was okay to let go. He can be at the crib to rehab and to relax at the house. Now, also yesterday, we know 10,000 flights have been delayed yesterday because of a FFA computer going down. Well, they spoke about it. Pete Buttigieg had something to say about it.
What people need to know is that FAA will always act to make sure that passengers are safe. And part of what you saw this morning was an act of caution to be sure until it was 100% airtight that the system was working properly, even just for delivering messages, that we had that ground stop. But I do think that broader question is a real one. What are the redundancies? What are the backups? What are the means to make sure that a disruption like this does not happen? Because what you saw this morning was something we haven't seen in a very long time, and we need to design in a field that's changing a lot and is going to be changing a lot more in the years to come. We need to design a system that does not have those kind of vulnerabilities.
Stop, Pete. What people need to know is what actually happened. That was a cyber attack, okay? I don't care what nobody say. Don't act like that was something normal. Right?
10,000 flights.
That's what I'm saying. FAA systems just don't go down. Somebody tapped the jaw of the U.S. yesterday. I don't know if it was the Chinese or the Russians, but somebody did. Okay, why do you think that we can't handle the truth?
Because we can't.
They want people to be scared now.
If we 10,000 flights go down on the same day after 9/11, I'm taking Amtrak to New York.
Everybody's going to get toilet paper. Everybody's going to get paper towels.
But here's the thing. We already indulge in mad conspiracy theories anyway. If you go on social media, everybody's got these wild conspiracy theories just about all types of stuff. So you might as well just tell us the truth. Because the truth can't be wilder than these conspiracy theories.
But the scary thing, I don't know if you've seen Pelosi in the House on HBO Max. They were actually filming her for a documentary when the insurgents happened. It's kind of scary how they weren't even prepared to handle that.
I'm sure they're not.
But how would we handle it? 10,000 flights in the air at the same time. I mean, I don't know.
Just tell us the truth. Everything can't be a prepared statement. You know what I mean? Like, just tell us the truth. Like, especially in this day and age of social media where, like, breaking news happens all the time.
Right.
Like, I'm pretty sure the American public could handle.
I don't think so. It would cripple the country because what will people do? They're going to run to the grocery stores and buy out the groceries. They're going to run to the bank.
We do that anyway. Remember when we ran out and bought all the toilet paper?
Yeah, well, that's what they're nervous about. They're going to run to the bank. You're going to take out all your money out the bank, which is going to hurt the stock market and Wall Street. And that's what they don't want.
So you're saying it's going to be chaos and outrage and irrational things happening.
Correct.
The airline industry is barely getting back to normal after COVID. I mean, you think if they would have said that cyber attack happened and, nobody would want to get on the plane. I wouldn't.
I know one thing. Wouldn't nothing stop in Florida. Wouldn't nothing stop in Texas. Wouldn't nothing stop in Georgia. I promise you, whatever it is, that we'll get over it.
Now, lastly, weed is being legalized in so many different states. So now, police are trying to come up with ways to find out if drivers are driving high. So they're trying to figure out how they can test people, how they can check, if it's bringing a dog to smell or if it's bringing somebody else to see if they could actually do a pee test or
pull up with snacks, cops. Pull up with snacks. And if immediately I take that snack out your hand, I just ask for a bite, I might have the munchies.
Oh my
It's possible.
But is driving high a bad thing? Yes. I mean, high on weed.
Yeah, well, under the influence, yes.
I know you live in LA.
Yeah, but I've never known anybody to crash from being high on marijuana.
Well, let's say your reflexes are a lot slower. Usually you drive slower.
Yeah, who would want to drive high? Driving would blow my high. I don't. When I get high, I like to just sit on the couch and do nothing.
Yeah, I can't smoke weed.
I don't even like to talk when I'm high. So why would I want to drive high?
All right. Well, that is your front page news. Now, when we come back, Malcolm Jamal Warner will be joining us.
And I need y'all to, remember this question for a black trivia in the future, because there's going to pop up one day who was the first guest in the new Breakfast Club studio.
Okay.
At some point in life, that's going to be a question. Who's the first guest in the Breakfast Club studio? Who was the first guest on the original Breakfast Club? Who's our first guest ever?
Ray J.
I know you know.
Oh,
Envy.
You're looking at me. I thought you was asking me.
But in the new studio, new chapter, the first guest ever, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
That's right.
Write that down for a future Black Trivia question.
Wait, am I the first guest host?
You are the first guest host.
Put that one down too.
There you go.
That's right.
Of course, you know him as Theo Huxtable, and we're going to kick it with him next, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Power 105.1. The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We got a special guest in the building.
You know what's interesting? I was thinking about, organically, who was going to be the first guest in the new Breakfast Club studio.
Okay.
Because to me, that's important.
Yes.
Because you're setting off a new generation. Yeah. You're setting off a new chapter. So who would be the first guest?
Word. Wow.
And I'm honored.
Legend.
We should be honored.
Icon.
Come on, man.
Grew up on him.
Come on, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Hey.
Welcome.
You said first guest. It didn't really register. Before we start, but now, okay, I got it.
Yeah, you were the first guest in our new studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, first guest of the year, first guest in the new studio.
Some of y'all know him as Theo Huxtable, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome.
Word, thank you very much.
Well, I want to, for people that don't know, I want to start from the beginning.
You ain't asked the most important question.
What?
Have you played the Mega Millions?
That's the most important question? I thought you were going to say how you feeling, how you doing, how you holding up, happy new year.
I guess I need to, huh?
You need to, man. It's over $1 billion.
1.3 billion.
Okay. I did one. I don't know. The last one was in the billions a couple months ago.
Yep.
How'd you do?
Well, I thought I was doing good. Like, I went there, I was like, yo, give me, so my wife has numbers that are like her lucky numbers. So when the numbers get real big, she wants to play those numbers.
Correct.
So, and there's like 3. So I took hers and I was like, you know what? Play these. And I was like, I'm going to splurge. Give me 3 more. I think I'm doing good. And this cat next to me in the next lane, he was like, give me 200, And I'm like, it's like that. So I'm not, I didn't win, obviously.
Well, that's why you're here.
Right. I don't have my own Breakfast Club, so clearly I didn't win.
So you didn't win $2, $4, $8, $10?
Nothing.
So you didn't do good.
No. But I might go back in, though. I mean, if it's in the billions again.
It's a Billy right now.
Now, you're from Jersey City.
Now,
for most people that don't know, how did you get your start in show business? Because we heard that you were a rapper at first. You were in a rap group.
Yeah.
Almost signed by Def Jam at the time. Any truth to that?
That was after Cosby, though, right?
Yeah, that was after
Cosby.
That was after Cosby.
So how did you get your start with show business?
I was doing basically community theater. My mother was always looking for me looking for things for me to do outside of going to school and coming home and hanging out. So like I played basketball, and that was my thing. I thought I was going to be a basketball player. And then one year basketball season was over, my mother's friend suggested this community theater and asked me if I wanted to go. So I went down, auditioned, got in, and found myself doing theater and just absolutely loved it. So like at 9 years old, I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. And what it was the first curtain call. Like the first play I did was called Alice, Is That You? And it was basically a takeoff of The Wiz. Like Dorothy gets to Oz and everybody thinks she's Alice from Alice in Wonderland.
Hilarious.
Right? And I played the Tin Man. And I just remember the first opening night coming out for curtain call. Coming out and people clapping and standing up. And I'm like 9 years old, and I'm like, yo, I
got that bug.
I can get into this.
Yeah.
People stand up and clap for you. Yeah, I like this.
How did you book Cosby? What was that process like?
That's funny. So when my agent first submitted me, they were looking for a 6'2", 15-year-old.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
They was all getting ready for the NBA.
They was clear. Well, because Ennis, Ennis was 15 and was 6'2".
Who was Ennis?
Mr. Cosby's son.
Oh, okay. Got you.
So in the original script, like there was this running joke, like, Theo would, get in trouble with something and Cliff would be like, Theo, stand up. and Theo stands up, and he's towering over Cliff, and Cliff would be like, Theo, sit down.
Oh, okay.
So they were trying to get that. They couldn't find that kid.
Okay.
And she submitted me. They didn't want to see me. And at the last minute, she resubmitted me because they couldn't find the guy, and they were doing network callbacks. This is crazy because it was Good Friday, 84. I auditioned at 6:30 on Friday afternoon, and the network callbacks were that Monday. So they were already flying in somebody from Chicago, flying in somebody from New York. So I was literally the last person they saw. And when I went in for the network callbacks, I went in and I did the audition like, you see, I was watching Different Strokes and whatnot. So you see kids being smart Alex and talking back to the parents and rolling their eyes. So I was doing the scene like that. And in the room is, network, producers, studio, and I'm killing in the room. Everybody's like, I'm hitting all the beats and everybody's laughing and I'm killing and I finish and everybody's like, cool, except Mr. Cosby. And he's looking at me and he's like, would you really talk to your father like that? And I said, no. He said, well, I don't want to see that on the show. So you go back out and you give me something else and come back later. And because it was the network callbacks, like everybody was there. So they had, auditioned everybody for other parts. And finally I came back in and gave them a 180-degree turn.
Well, clearly he saw something in you, though.
Yeah. And they gave me the shot to come back and redo it, and that's how I booked it.
You know what's interesting about what you said earlier? You said that you was in theater at 9 years old. So people see these gifted young actors on shows like Cosby back in the day, and we don't realize the background because nowadays it feels like it's no point of entry to get on these TV shows or anything,
or social media. Or social media becomes there.
Right. Like you actually went and were perfecting your craft before you got to that point.
Yeah, and I still do. Like every couple of years I'll do theater. Even when I was on Cosby, I always go back to theater because that is the. That's the foundation. So I always say like theater is my favorite platform. Television is my favorite paycheck. But theater is really like that's. That's the right there.
Have you ever just sat back and reflected on what you and the Cosby Show meant to black people in really the world from 84 to 92?
Yeah. It's something that we still talk about. Right, so
who's we? When you say we, the cast?
No, I'm saying we like worldwide. The culture. Yeah. Because it's had an indelible, irreversible effect.
Yeah,
on the culture. So it's something I'm very proud. Like no matter what, I'm very proud to, have been a part of that and part of that. Just to have that kind of, I guess, influence, if you will. And I think when I was younger. I was always trying to escape this role model, title. Because I was like, oh, Malcolm Jamal, he's a role model. And my thing was always, we always equate perfection with role model. So I never wanted the pressure of being seen as flawless because I didn't want that. Like that wasn't me. So I used to kind of shy away from that, that title, but now that I'm older, not that I want to be considered a role model, but I do understand the having the platform. I understand having the ear of young people. Like fortunately, I'm still at a place where I'm still relevant enough where what I say can still have influence on young people.
People gonna always listen to you because of that time period.
Sure, yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. And that's something I take seriously. So I was really fortunate because we shot Cosby here in New York. And during the 80s, man,
y'all didn't show the other side of Brooklyn. That wasn't Brooklyn in the 80s.
That was actually we shot in Brooklyn, then we shot in Queens, but that front stoop was actually in the Village.
In the Village, yeah.
That wasn't even Brooklyn.
Right by the old station.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we got more with Malcolm Jamal Warner when we come back. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the God. Jason Lee is hanging out with us today. We got a special guest we still kicking it with, Malcolm Jamal Warner. I was going to ask, Theo, you being, always looked at as Theo, does that ever bother you? Because with certain characters that we always look at, whether it's Steve Urkel, he's always going to be Steve Urkel, and you're always Theo. Does that ever bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me. But there's been this I guess this wave of interpretation that it bothers me because if somebody calls me Theo, I'm like, no, my name is Malcolm. But I've always done that. But some people, they misinterpret it as like I get mad when people call me Theo. Well, my thing's like, no. And even when I was on Cosby, I wouldn't answer to Theo because as far as I was concerned, Theo was not going to be the end all be all for me. Like at 15 years old to think like, oh, if this is going to be the height of my career, that's a depressing thought. When the show first aired, I'm 14, the ratings are out the box. And my mom sat me down. She said, baby, it's great that this show is the phenomenon that it is, but you know how this business is. This show could be over next year. What are you going to do when the show's over? She said, I can type. I can always get a job. But what are you going to do when the show's over? So she impressed upon me the concept of longevity. So I wasn't, when I was on the show, I never answered to Theo. And especially now, you should know. I think right like now, if somebody calls me Theo, they're being a because they know my name.
Right. And I also don't think people look at you as Theo. I get what you're saying.
They shouldn't at this point.
Yeah, like you've done a lot other than Theo. I mean, you had a whole other show with your name in it.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to adjust to life after Cosby Show? Like, how did things look in '92?
Well, I'd always prepared for it. That was the thing. Like, I was, from that conversation that my mom had with me, we literally spent each year of that show as if it were the last year because we didn't know. So I had always prepared for life after Cosby. So when the show was over, I had my own show for a half a season on NBC, and then from that I went straight to theater. So I've always worked. No, there may have been longer stretches of unemployment than I would have liked, but we're talking like maybe 2-3 years. But I always knew that the transition from being seen as child star to being taken seriously as an adult actor wouldn't necessarily be a smooth one, and that's why I started directing early. Like I started directing like 16. By 18, I was directing Cosby episodes. I was directing music videos. I was directing Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So when I came off of Cosby,
what episode?
I think it was an episode with one of Raven Simone's episodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was did you look at Bill Cosby as a father figure? Because you were around him so much, you did so much acting, like
right.
And I mean, you were a good actor, but it was believable. It seems like you admired him as a father when I would watch the show, or even see you behind the scenes of the show, whatever.
Well, maybe I was doing theater. I was perfecting my craft at 9 years old.
Great job.
Right. No, because I my father has always been an integral part of my life. So I have a father. He was Mr. Cosby was obviously someone I worked with, someone I respected, but Ennis was also a close friend of mine. So he was also like Ennis's dad.
Gotcha.
So it wasn't. I would definitely say he was a mentor because he schooled me on a lot of things. But I love the father-son relationship between Cliff and Theo, but that wasn't our relationship. But we're mad cool, but it wasn't the father figure.
Now, as a mentor, did he school you on to contracts and negotiations? Because
no,
that thing.
He said no.
It's still on now. And I'm like, do you still get paid? And was everything taken care of the right way? Or was it you were a new actor, you got?
Yeah, we got. Well, no, I won't say we got. That's not true. That's completely unfair to say we got. But I will say this. So we get residuals, right? But the thing that people don't necessarily understand about residuals is every time an episode repeats, you get a percentage of what your original paycheck was. And that show has repeated forever.
Correct.
So let's say, to put things in perspective, about 10, 12 years ago, I remember getting an episode check for $64.
That's how the residual check be, a quarter.
Sometimes. Yeah, like at some point, the sending the check out costs more than what the check is.
Correct.
So for a period of time, though, that lump sum was a nice padding, but then after a while, once it just keeps airing, it's not a whole lot. But when you have points, when you've got back end, that's when you're forever making money, because when they syndicate the show, however many times they syndicate it, you have a piece of the show, so you're getting that kind of money. We didn't get ownership.
Gotcha.
We had no back end. We didn't know about back end, and even if we did, we didn't have any leverage to negotiate back end.
Y'all were all new. You said something that made me feel like I'm gonna fail a Black History trivia question. What show did you have on NBC for half a season?
Oh man, it was trust me, you're not a failure. They me on that too. It was a show called Here and Now.
I definitely don't remember that show.
Yeah, it came on. It came on Saturday nights. It came on after or came on before. There was a show called Out All Night with Patti LaBelle.
I remember Out All Night.
So we were on.
I was on there.
Were you really?
Yeah.
With Morris Chestnut?
He thinks he's Morris Chestnut.
Oh, got it.
He swears he looks like Morris Chestnut. It's so disrespectful to Morris Chestnut, but he swears.
Morris said he gets mistaken for me sometimes.
He said it just recently happened. And you the only one that like.
Well, it happened. And I'm owning that.
No.
All right.
Oh God, that's hilarious.
I remember Out All Night. I definitely remember that. Patti LaBelle, Morris Chestnut. Yeah.
My goodness.
So it was during that time. So this is something that's really interesting. So we had that show. The president or the programmer at NBC at the time didn't like the show, right? And didn't think the show was going to do well. And it was basically, it wasn't Theo, but, my character worked in the community center in Harlem. And the program of NBC didn't think it was going to be a funny show, didn't think it was going to work. We shot the pilot, and they do what's called pilot screening week, where they get all their pilots, they screen them, then they get rated, and then that's how they decide what's going to go on there. My show came in number 2. So really the only question was, do we put this show, on Thursday night before Different World or after Different World, right? Because for 8 years, if my face is, if America's used to seeing my face at Thursdays at 8 o'clock, it makes sense that if my pilot does well, you're going to put me on Thursdays either at 8 o'clock or 8:30. The programmer still didn't like the show, and he put me on Saturday night, which is why nobody ever heard, because
nobody watches
my
Saturday
audience is not going to be watching TV on Saturday night. And then when the number one pilot they put in that 8 o'clock slot, they canceled after 2 weeks.
Wow.
So we're like, okay, cool. They're putting number 2 in that slot. Kept me on Saturday night. Then they put Out All Night in that slot.
Wow.
Like NBC they were not trying to hear that show no matter how well it did. So we got canned half a season in. So what you don't know about that show Here and Now, this cat named Dante Bizet was on the show.
I don't know who that is.
Right, everybody knows him as Yassine Bey right now.
Oh, wow.
Lauren Hill was on the show.
Wow.
What?
Yeah, Omar Epps was on the show.
What?
Wow.
Yeah. But they NBC they didn't dig the show, and so of course this is before they blew up. But they were all on the show.
If they'd have made one little adjustment and made you Theo on that show, and you older now, I bet you it would have worked.
You know what? It's possible.
I want to ask, out of all your episodes, I'll ask Charlamagne. So my most memorable Cosby Show is, of course, the Gordon Control.
Season 1, episode 8.
And of course,
that's not the most memorable. For maybe,
of course, the earring.
Maybe your 2 of them.
That was episode 8.
I think it was season 1, episode 8.
Of course, the earring.
The earring. Dance Mania.
I did the same thing when I got my earring. So what was your favorite?
All of those, but I think that at the top of the list would be the pilot, when Theo was getting D's in school, and they did the whole Monopoly money thing, and Theo gives this speech. I just want to be regular people.
You're a doctor and mom's a lawyer, and you're both successful and everything, and that's great. But maybe I was born to be a regular person and have a regular life. If you weren't a doctor, I would love you less because you're my dad. Instead of acting disappointed because I'm not like you, maybe you can just accept who I am and love me anyway because I'm your son.
Why can't you love me for me? It was like this beautiful, heartfelt.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
and the audience claps and the whole nine. And Cliff looks at Theo and says, Theo.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. No wonder you get D's and everything.
And so for me, that was significant because it set the tone for the show. Like any other show at that point, the music would have started.
Correct.
The father and son would have hugged.
Yep.
But he went left with that, and I just love that because that set the tone that this was going to be a different kind of show.
Gotcha.
We're going to talk to you about other stuff other than Cosby. I just, as a fan, I got to get some.
Let tonight come. First time here, we got to go.
No doubt. No, all good.
Did you
all
ever
good.
keep the Gordon Gartrell shirt?
I did not. I think it's in the Smithsonian, if I'm not mistaken.
It should be.
Wow.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah.
That was a classic.
Yeah, that was one of our that was definitely one of our most fun and for me most memorable episodes.
All right, we got more with Malcolm Jamal Warner. When we come back, don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God. Jason Lee is hanging out with us today. We got a special guest we're still kicking it with, Malcolm Jamal Warner. Charlamagne?
Now, are you still cool with Cockroach? Carl Anthony Payne.
We're cooler now. We're cooler as adults than we were during that time.
Really?
What? Y'all didn't get along back then?
No, we didn't.
Not at all?
No, we
This
didn't.
young ego and
Yeah. That's what it was.
all right.
Yeah. And it was it was what I talked about earlier, the original callbacks for Cosby, so they flew in an actor from Chicago and flew in an actor from New York. Carl was the actor. They flew in from New York. So had I not auditioned for the show, Carl would have played Theo.
Damn.
So
I gotta look at you every day and see you took my part.
And then I got to come back and play your best friend.
Damn.
So, I think on one hand, that may have had something to do with it. No, that was part of it. And he had a huge ego
From New York.
he had a huge ego. So, and I didn't come from that kind of place. And the way I felt then and the way I feel now, based on my career, if anybody should walk around with a huge ego, it should be me.
Right.
And if I don't roll like that, I have very little tolerance for people who roll like that. So we just never really got along back then. But we're grown now, and and Carl's been through a lot. Like his journey is, it's been, he's had a journey. And as adults, we've been able to like sit down and have conversations, and we're in a very cool grown man place now. Than we were. Then we were teenagers, and
I feel like you had to be broken up or something. The way you sounded, I had to be broken up before. Like was some furniture moving.
No, that wasn't that bad.
Okay.
It wasn't that bad.
Why when it came to musical expression, it was jazz? Because you a hip hop baby.
So the jazz. So it's when I started my band. I was already doing poetry. Right, I was in the spoken word scene. I was doing spoken word with other bands and whatnot. But when I started my band, I was playing bass. It was I wanted to do like this jazz funk kind of thing. And then ultimately I ended up infusing my poetry with my own band. And neo soul, was big at the time. And, people, because of the spoken word and what I was doing, they wanted to call it neo soul. And at the time I was like, nah, neo soul is a fad. When that, I don't want to be associated with a fad, because when that runs out, people might not be as interested in what I'm doing. If I call it jazz funk, then it's something I could grow into. So when I'm 50, 60 years old, I could still be doing that. And at the time, now mind you, I'm 26, I'm like 28 now. At the time, I was like, besides, no one's going to want to hear a dude rapping at 50 years old. Now, fast forward, Cass is still nice, but at 28, we didn't see it. We couldn't see that.
Correct.
But so the jazz funk spoken word was just kind of my way of having this lane. But it's really, what I do is really, it's soul, R&B, and hip hop at the end of the day. Because though I'm a jazz student, I wouldn't consider myself a jazz musician, but I just wanted to use that title because I didn't want to get lumped in neo soul. I didn't want to just call it, because it's not just R&B, it's not just spoken word, it's not just hip hop. It's really a combination of all of that. So when I describe it as a jazz funk spoken word band, but it's probably more of a R&B soul spoken word band.
And Hiding in Plain View is Grammy nominated, right? What? Yeah. How's that feel?
Yeah, it's dope.
Where?
I got a Grammy in 2015 with Robert Glasper and Layla Hathaway.
Man, I did not know that.
Wow.
Yeah, on Robert's Black Radio 2 album, he does a cover of Stevie Wonder's Jesus Children of America. And Layla sings, and then I do a poem in tribute to the kids from Sandy Hook. And in 2015, that won for Best Traditional R&B Performance.
Oh, wow.
So for this album, Hiding in Plain View, which is my 4th album, for that to get Grammy nominated, like that, it takes it to a whole nother level. Like, of course, getting a Grammy, that's amazing. It means everything. But to have my own work recognized, and my own work that I did most of the production on myself, even though I don't do this for validation, it's so validating, and it feels.
Well, congratulations!
Thank you, man.
We got to talk about Accused. The reason you're here, you got your new show on Fox called Accused.
Yeah.
It starts January 22nd.
Yeah,
now
man.
Tell us about Accused, because there's not much on it. I looked at the trailers. We all looked at the trailers. We see you in an orange jumpsuit. So break down Accused.
So Accused is a courtroom anthology series. So every episode is a standalone episode, like Twilight Zone or Black Mirror. My particular episode is I play a man whose daughter is sexually accosted in a park, and I choose to mete out justice myself.
Handle things on your own.
Yeah.
So you're only on one episode.
It's only one episode.
One episode.
Yeah,
Okay.
But it's a powerful episode. It's hard to watch because of the subject matter. As I think that's what it is with all the episodes. They're tough to watch because the subject matter is really tough. But the show is really good, and I'm very proud of the work on the show. And again, it's just another side, like with The Resident as well. It's just another side of me that people don't normally get to see.
I was going to ask, before you get up out of here, would you mind doing a poem?
Why don't we just play one from the album?
You can do one. You can do one. Do it live. He's here.
Would you rather do one? Would you rather do one or play one?
First guest.
I appreciate it. Okay. This piece is Asante Sana. Abadi Ghani, comrade. What, you still on that freedom word? Well, yeah, you know me in this poetry, we still be on that weed and that birthing inspirational couplets and breed 'em that I spit cat should heed 'em that words can't break my bones, but if you cut me, Holmes, I bleed 'em. Atonement for the masses of hard asses and heads that tread on civil liberties in the most uncivilized of fashion is said to be dead. Can we afford to be dumb for free? See, that's the question I'm asking as I beg for an ounce of truth amongst the aloof surrounding me. My vices are proof that these demons keep hounding me. Reality keeps pounding me, almost astounding me into this strange hypocrisy. You see, I preach the same hope that I'm losing daily, like my religion. Peep how deep I bear my soul. I stand on the precipice of this crossroads. It's like I want to give my life to the cause, but which one? Ignorance is running so ridiculously rampant, I can't tell if I'm hating or merely debating just for fun. But I do know my heart heaves heavy upon hearing the fluttering hum of the feeble footsteps of fear, stamping out the ferocious flames of our dogged desire and determination to outpace the perilous prophecy our captors have programmed to be our faith, and thus our fate. I know my soul writhes with anxiety aches. Lies no longer need disguise when they start looking like the truth. Like, how do we ignore cries of ill-guided youth spitting dope bars of self-hate over beats that bang harder than strange fruit hangs? Meanwhile, her breasts hang and her booty bangs harder than the gun claps of rival gangs fighting over territory they don't even own. And in magic cities everywhere, she feeds her babies based on her ability to shake what her mama gave her because her pops was too busy breaking in his disappearing act to save her from these mean streets that eat the meek in one swallow. Lies no longer need disguise when the truth is viewed as hollow through the eyes that need it most. We, descendants of stolen legacies, we are the guardians. We are the gardeners. We are the soil, we are the toil, we are the protectors of our seeds who need to be protected, who need to see true love and black excellence redirected, not through fame and fortune, but redirected through character and deed. And indeed, It is those who stand on the front line, fighting for the minds of our young, black, and gifted. It is you who are an inspiration to me, because you are the revolution we do not see on TV. Asante Sana.
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Yo, thanks for having me.
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you.
Wow. All right. Shout out to the brother. If you want to see the full interview, you can hit up the website, which is breakfastclubonline.com.
Dropping the clues bombs from Malcolm Jamal Warner. Legend. First guest in this new chapter of the Breakfast Club. First guest in our new studio. And the lighting was amazing. See how good our skin look? All that melanin? Somebody said y'all look all right too. You and Jason.
They said we look light-skinned ashy. Just say what they said.
They did. They said in the old studio, y'all looked ashy and light-skinned. In this studio, they said y'all light-skinned is popping.
Oh,
that's what somebody just told me.
Well, let's get to the room. Miss Jason Lee is here. He's our guest host today. What are we talking about?
Listen, 50 Cent, the master troll who I want no smoke with, but I got to do my job.
We didn't play the intro, though.
I was supposed to be the tease. It's supposed to be 50 Cent, and then we played.
Sorry.
I did tell him.
Jason's just ready to shoot.
I know.
Play the intro.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Yes. On the Breakfast Club.
Now pull a gun out, Jason.
Yeah, I'm not used to foreplay when it comes to the tea. I like to get straight to it.
Whoa. Wow. If he told you to pull it out.
No.
Tell me when to turn the camera on.
Yeah, there's no lubrication. There's no lubrication.
All right.
50 Cent is taking 50 Cent was a master troll. Is taking some accountability, which I really love. And he's apologizing for not believing Megan Thee Stallion in the whole Tory Lanez shooting case. Now, 50 said that he was wrong for trolling Meg after her explosive interview with Gayle King. Well, a lot of us did, but I didn't. Remember that he posted a meme from the scene of Ricky and Boys in the Hood running away from the gang members in the alley. And the picture showed Megan's face on Ricky and Tory's face on the shooter. Well, anyway, he was recently talking about it on a morning show, and this is what he said.
Megan Thee Stallion versus Tory Lanez. The guilty verdict, everything.
Yeah. I'm going to apologize to Megan Thee Stallion. Mm-hmm. When she said she was with Gayle, she said, were you intimate with Tory Lanez? And she said, what? And then it was like, no. And I was like, she lying. Mm-hmm. At that point, I knew she's lying. There wouldn't be no reason for me to be around each other. But from that, it felt like she was lying to me. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, little things would pop up, and I wasn't being supportive of her at that point.
You were a little more vocal.
Yeah, and the only reason why I felt like, at some point you should apologize, I should apologize to her, is because when I heard the phone call conversation, that made me feel like, now I know what happened.
And that was on a Big Boy. Yeah, that was a Big Boy show.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, I think, right now, and I'm not saying that this is you, 50, because you tend to stay 10 toes down on what you say, but a lot of people are trying to kiss Meg's ass because now they want that exclusive interview or some type of relationship. Maybe get her in BMF. I don't know. But, I want to shout out this woman named Shar. Her name is Shar Adams at NBC Universal. She wrote at NBC News. She wrote this story about, was it Shar? Yeah, from NBC. She wrote this story basically saying that all of us were gaslighting Meg and not believing in Meg. And,
I read that.
She attacked all the bloggers and everybody that had a lot to say about what was happening in the case when she got it wrong. And after talking to her on the phone, I think it was the speech impediment that, messed up her brain, didn't let it get all the way to the top floor.
Damn it, man.
Yeah,
I never understood how anyone who read those court documents could, think that Tory Lanez was beating that case. Envy, I told you that's too much evidence to get to.
And I always said, you just never know. Like I always say, there's always three sides. There's her side, his side, and then the truth in the middle. And the jurors got the truth, and they
well, it was her side, his side, Kelsey's side.
Oh yeah, Kelsey's side, and then the truth.
But that's the thing. When these situations happen, you should listen to everyone, right? Like,
correct.
You have to listen to Megan.
Yes,
because she did get shot. She's the victim.
Correct.
But if Tory said he didn't do it, you got to listen to him too. But at the end of the day, in court, all that matters is the evidence.
Right.
Okay. That's all that matters.
We don't see everything.
End of the day.
In that courtroom, all those documentation comes out. The doctors, the investigators, all that comes out.
All of that was in the court docs I read
beforehand,
bro.
Before they testified.
Envy, I told you this. The phone call was in there.
Yeah.
The gun
I didn't hear the phone call beforehand.
But I told you that in the court documents it said that police had a phone call of Tory apologizing for the incident, and the gun residue on his hands. The neighbor that I can't believe the defense called. Because he was the one who really sealed the deal, because he was saying that the little one was shooting everywhere.
Right, but the crazy part is on one hand, you didn't want to say Tory was guilty because we don't want to say a black man was guilty before he had his day in court. And then on the other hand, hashtag protect black women was a real thing, you know, and some people were still not believing Meg, but I don't know. I texted her and asked her if she felt vindicated. She's just kind of taking a step back and watched it all unfold.
Yeah, none of the problem is this stuff plays out in the court of public opinion, and none of this should ever play out in the court of public opinion. And I don't even understand why people be trying to convince the court of public opinion when there's an actual court of law. If you got an actual court date, correct, and you're going to have your day in court, who cares about what the court of public opinion says?
That was part of the problem too. I mean, they wanted people to stop playing Tory's records before the court case. It was too much going on. Like you said, public opinion was too much before the actual case.
You should listen to everyone involved, but you have to believe the evidence.
Listen, there's some more evidence that there's another conversation happening, and it's really in your community, because in our community we've been known about this.
Who's our community?
Well, your community, our community.
Dominicans?
No, never mind. The LGBT, straight community. Let me go to this topic. Yellow Beezy.
I was confused.
Listen, Yellow Beezy's in the news because he's reacting to being in an all-gender, large-scale bathroom in New York City, which is crazy because we've been doing that in our community from day one. But this is audio that we heard. Here you go.
In New York, this is legal. So, I just want to let y'all know, in New York, you go to the restroom with men and women, and this is legal. And I'm appalled.
It's fair.
I'm appalled.
It's family now.
Yeah, it just is regular. They just want you to really just get liquored up and I guess. I don't understand it. And this is completely legal, right?
Back in my day, all gender bathrooms used to be called unisex.
Unisex, yeah.
Yeah, what I was trying to say, in our community, in the gay community, we've had unisex bathrooms for years. I'm surprised that this is even news.
Well, the legendary tunnel, it was unisex bathrooms. Like that's
back in the day?
Yeah, legendary tunnel was unisex. You walk in, it'd be women, men. Yeah.
Where did the tunnel lead?
And that is Jason Lee with the T, man.
You walk in the tunnel. Do you walk in the tunnel?
Well, speaking of tunnels,
in our clubs, you do.
Okay.
Well, speaking of tunnels, who are you giving that donkey to?
4 after the hour, President Biden needs to come to the front of the congregation. We like to have a word with him, okay?
He'll like it. All right, we'll get to it next. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code ENVY for a special offer when you sign up. That's code ENVY. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
This is a miracle.
There is no question that there are problems in this country between police and community.
Yes, you are a donkey.
The latest on that police killing of a black man.
Now to new developments in the deadly spa shooting rampage.
And yesterday was a really bad day for him, and this is what he did.
And so we are in a state of emergency.
Okay, white supremacist violence is, always has been, the #1 threat to our society.
But I'm also very proud that my wife is white.
The Breakfast Club, bitches.
All right, Charlamagne, please tell me, why was I your donkey of the day?
Well, donkey of the day for Thursday, January 12th, goes to the President of the United States of America, Joseph Robinette Biden Jr. Now, this is why I don't pledge allegiance to any political party, because when you pledge allegiance to a political party, you automatically turn in your ability to speak truth to power on said political party. Both sides do it. Okay, Republicans and Democrats. Conservatives make excuses for things Republican politicians do. Liberals make excuses for things Democrat politicians do. It's disgusting. All right, there are not too many people out there who are actually speaking objective truth about both sides, and that's why we, the people, are confused. Okay, I don't be knowing what's right. I don't be knowing what's wrong, because y'all move the goalposts depending on who from what party does what. Now, if you haven't heard, the 46th President of the United States of America, Joe Biden, is under fire because it's been discovered that President Biden has 24 classified documents in a private office in Washington that Biden used as part of a think tank. That was the first batch of classified documents, because aides to President Biden have discovered at least one more additional batch of classified documents in a location separate from his Washington office. I can't make any of this up. Let's go to ABC News for the report, please.
Tonight, sources tell ABC News that after attorneys for President Biden discovered a batch of classified documents in a former office he used after being vice president, they immediately went digging to see if there were any more. And we're now told that they did end up finding a second set of classified documents at another location.
People know I take classified
documents and classified information seriously.
Sources telling ABC News the initial batch of roughly 10 classified documents discovered in November were vice presidential briefing papers. Some marked top secret, with information about a number of other countries.
I don't know what's in the documents. My lawyers have not suggested I ask what documents they were. I've turned over the boxes. They've turned over the boxes to the archives, and we're cooperating fully.
The White House emphasizes that as soon as Biden's attorneys discovered the documents, they quickly contacted the National Archives, which in turn reached out to the Justice Department, which has launched a preliminary investigation. Former President Donald Trump, on the other hand, who took more than 300 classified documents with him to Mar-a-Lago, refused to turn over all the material for months, which ultimately led the FBI to search his home.
That sounds pretty light, right? The way they reported that, huh? The story sounds familiar, though, right? You heard that before, huh? You heard that before. Why does it sound familiar? It sounds familiar because, as he said at the end, Trump is under criminal investigation by the DOJ for his removal of government records from the White House when he left office in 2021, as well as for possible obstruction of justice in connection with efforts by federal authorities to recover these documents. An FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago discovered thousands of pages of government documents, more than 100 of which were marked classified or highly classified. They even raided other properties of Trump's, and the team hired by Trump found at least 2 items marked classified in a West Palm Beach, Florida storage unit. Basically, to me, all these politicians clearly do the same stuff. I know. It's a no liberal soldier out there right now saying they're not the same, Charlamagne. Trump obstructed justice by not turning them over. Biden turned his over. Hey, man, relax. Okay, you don't have to make excuses for that man, all right? I know you don't want to tell the truth because you don't want to lose your invite to the White House Christmas party, but stop. All right, the hypocrisy surrounding this story is nuts. Listen how Trump was reported on when his documents were found. This is MSNBC. Listen.
This is a big deal. What this shows, obviously, is that the FBI was able to convince a judge that there was probable cause to believe that there was evidence of a crime and that evidence existed at this location, that they had to go and do this search. A big Fourth Amendment intrusion into someone's property. There's been some speculation this relates to the case of the missing records from the National Archives. If you recall, there were reports that Trump took some records from the White House they shouldn't have taken. That's conceivably possible, but this is just a huge step, unprecedented in American history, perhaps, by the FBI. And so it's coming in the context of this other set of investigations involving Trump and election, seeking to overturn the election, people close to him being called before the grand jury, lawyers who advised him being targeted with their own warrants. So there's a lot going on in terms of law enforcement activity directed at the former president.
Is Biden being investigated as a crime yet? Shouldn't it be? I mean, it really must suck to pledge allegiance to a party. Look, all you Democratic D-riders, please know D-riding has never been a suitable form of transportation. Okay, Secretary Pete wouldn't even recommend that. All right, I know liberal soldiers are saying it's not the documents that are the problem, it's the obstruction. Okay, Trump obstructs the justice by not turning the documents over when they ask. Sure, that was part of it. But don't sit here and play with our intelligence and act like y'all didn't make it seem like the actual documents were the problem. Y'all told us the classified documents were the issue because folks said they didn't know what was in the documents. People were saying, it could be nuclear code. The Trump could be selling classified information to foreign entities. It was all about the classified documents. But with Biden, folks are like, classified info slips out from time to time. Okay, it slips out often. It's the obstruction. That's the difference here. Making it seem like this situation with Biden isn't a big deal. Nah, man. Keep that same energy, okay? Everyone has to keep that same energy from liberal media to the DOJ. Everybody, okay? NBC News had a headline, and it was like the headline was, "The discovery of classified documents among Biden's papers is a bad look for the president." A bad look? Just a bad look? 2 batches of classified documents found, and it's just a bad look? When this happened to Trump last year, NBC News headlines were, "Intel officers will assess risk to national security from documents found at Trump's Mar-a-Lago." This is what happens when political parties, who are 2 wings of the same bird, try to act morally better than the other. Listen, do I think Trump Republicans are fascists who want to destroy democracy as we know it? Yes. Okay, but what did our ancestor Malcolm X say? Our ancestor Malcolm X said the white conservatives aren't friends of the Negro either, but they don't try to hide it. All right, they are like wolves. They show their teeth in a snarl that keeps the Negro always aware of where he stands with them. But the white liberals, They're like foxes who also show their teeth to the Negro but pretend that they are smiling. All right, the white liberals are more dangerous than the conservatives. They lure the Negro, and as the Negro runs from the growling wolf, he flees into the open jaws of the smiling fox. That's what all these stories about Biden remind me of. A bunch of foxes smiling, trying to tell us that no, I know we got caught doing the same thing, but the difference is I turned my docs over, he didn't. Well, that's not what y'all was trying to make us believe about those wolves last year. All right, last year you told us the problem with those wolves was the classified documents. In fact, we have receipts from the president himself. Let's listen.
When you saw the photograph of the top secret documents laid out on the floor at Mar-a-Lago, what did you think to yourself, looking at that image?
How that could possibly happen. How anyone could be that irresponsible. And I thought, what data was in there that may compromise sources and methods? By that I mean names of people who helped, or et cetera. And it's just totally irresponsible.
Joe Biden sounds like he's talking to the man in the mirror right now, doesn't he? Those comments didn't age well. Look, all I want is legislation. I don't care about party politics. I'm voting for whoever cares about my issues and takes action for my issues. All you fools who cape for a particular party, you're all liars. Okay? You have to be by proximity. And the only reason we ask for consistency is because we just want y'all to admit how inconsistent you all really are. And that's why we the people don't trust none of y'all. Okay? Please let Remy Ma give President Biden the biggest hee-haw.
Hee-haw. You stupid motherfucker. Are you dumb?
All right. I refuse to be a no liberal soldier.
All right.
No liberal soldier.
That's what I told you.
No liberal soldier. Were they dancing to that at the Christmas party when y'all went?
I felt, and watching
Kamala was beatboxing?
No, watching Don Lemon try to do the Cupid Shuffle was the funniest part of the whole
How the hell you Cupid Shuffle with no DJ?
They had a band.
They had a band.
Oh, okay.
All right, but thank you for that donkey today. Now, when we come back, let's talk all gender bathrooms. What's your opinion? How do you feel about that? Mm-hmm. All right, 800-585-1051. We'll talk about it when we come back. Don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. It's topic time. Call 800-585-1051 to join into the discussion with The Breakfast Club.
Talk about it. Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the God. Jason Lee is our celebrity guest host today. So we're talking all gender bathrooms. Now, this conversation comes from Yellow Beezy.
Yeah, Jason Lee brought this up earlier. I never heard this.
Yeah, so Yellow Beezy was actually in New York City, and this was the first time he's seen it. So let's play the audio.
In New York, this is legal. So, I just want to let y'all know, in New York, you go to the restroom with men and women, and this is legal, and I'm appalled.
It's fair.
I'm named Paul. I'm appalled.
Your family now.
Yeah, it just is regular. They just want you to really just get liquored up, and I guess I don't understand it. And this is completely legal, right?
So we're asking, what are your thoughts on all gender bathrooms?
Now, I'm 44 years old, so I'm old. Mm-hmm. But back in my day, all gender bathrooms were just called unisex bathrooms.
Right.
Correct.
I'm getting texts from people in New York right now who are listening saying that this was at the tunnel.
It was at the tunnel. Yeah, that's the first time I seen it was at the tunnel. But I will say this: having kids is a funny feeling, right? Because there's sometimes I don't know about you. So I have a 9-year-old. Sometimes I send my daughter into the bathroom, and if I send her into the bathroom, I would assume that there's only young girls her age or maybe moms in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I wouldn't assume that maybe there's males in the bathroom as well. So when it comes to kids, I see where people would have a problem.
I get it. What do you think, Jay?
I mean, I think right now, because the whole conversation about LGBTQ fairness and, equality and diversity and all that is just raised people's awareness of things like this. I mean, I've always been in restrooms since I've been in LA. All the restrooms are unisex for the most part at the club. So I don't know. I don't see it as a problem.
What do they think people are doing in these bathrooms? Whenever I hear people say these things like, oh man, well, what if you go in the bathroom and XYZ is happening? I'm like, I don't think people are thinking like that. I think people that go in the bathroom are thinking just like you. They want to pee.
Go to the bathroom.
Or they want to do it number 2.
Right.
That's it.
I mean, weird stuff could go down in a straight bathroom. Let's be very clear.
Yeah, absolutely.
We in the straight bathroom. So I mean, I don't know. I don't see this issue.
Technically, right?
What's that?
If it's men bathrooms and women bathrooms, isn't it more likely that some gay stuff would happen in the bathroom with the same genders?
I think so. I just don't see why it's an issue. I think because again we've over politicized the LGBT issues. Not that that's right or wrong. I mean, you can have your own opinion. I think it just makes people more sensitive to it.
Why you drop all the letters though? How come when people that aren't from the community say all the letters?
Well,
LGBTQ something
because
plus?
I'll tell you. I can't say. Let me see the list of words I can't say. Okay, I can't say the one where I want. I think we're messing it up. Honestly, we're making it more complicated for you all. You all are then messing it up, and media is picking up, and then everybody's upset about everything. I don't know. I don't even know what AI is at this point. It's LGBTQ. No disrespect to everybody else, but just find one of those. Round it off.
Hold on, they got AI in there now.
There's LGBTQU AI plus.
What?
What's the A?
I don't know the A or I or the plus.
Those are people who are sexually attracted to robots, artificial intelligence. That's what that
Let's
is.
go to the phone lines, man. Hello, who's this?
Hello?
Hey, what's up? Who's this?
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello?
Hey, what's your name, bro?
Akiri.
All right, whatever. What do you think about all gender bathrooms?
Whatever to you, man. Nah, I just wanted to say, it's weird. It's kind of weird because, I'm 30 years old, so to see it right now, I'm so used to seeing, a female in a male bathroom, to seeing, all together. And I know the whole unisex situation, but that's kind of rare. But to see it everywhere, it's just really different now. I guess people got to just, get used to it. That's all.
Yeah, I would walk out if I saw a woman in the bathroom, only because I'm used to that. I've walked in women's bathrooms by mistake before. You see the woman, first thing you think, I'm in the wrong bathroom. You know what I mean? So I would probably just walk out.
But if it's a unisex bathroom, it's, you could be in the stall and she could be in the stall next to you, or somebody could be in the stall next to you. That's the whole purpose of unisex bathroom. If she's standing
in the stall next to you, yeah.
If she's standing in the stall next to you, that's the Big Papa video. Y'all forgot about that Big Papa video. Remember the Big Papa video?
Oh, yeah.
When the two guys are peeing and then the woman comes in and whips out and she pees right next to him?
Yeah.
Well, not the woman. Yeah.
Well,
I think she was a trans woman.
I don't know what. Anyway, hello, who's this?
Jason's here. Ask him. You don't have to act crazy. Ask Jason.
But I love the fact that, when I said that everybody started dancing around it, they pull up too and pull out. You right there, you gotta pee. I mean, just because you're trans doesn't mean you have to go sit down. You could pull up and pee. I wouldn't be uncomfortable.
I would look, and the reason I would look, I'm gonna tell you why I would look. I would look because I would have to make sure I see what I'm seeing. Because it would be you would just do it by nature. You don't think so?
No, you stand next to a man. Do you look?
But if a woman walks up to me and
Jason said, I do.
Well, Jason,
it's just natural. I don't know. Look, our bathroom.
And that's part of the problem. I think people don't want.
But our bathroom, again, going back to the all-male restrooms, there's some all-male restrooms in LA that are in our community. It's a whole different experience. It's a different experience.
Hold on, Jason will have to explain that.
Yes. Okay,
they took the doors off the stall.
Hold on, Kay.
Hold on, Kay. We're going to get back to Kay. There's a whole other interesting conversation going on. Ain't no doors on the stall.
No, there's some bathrooms where you can't put a door on a stall in a all-gay bathroom. What? Yeah, that's problematic.
Explain to me the guys that go in the bathroom and pull their pants down to pee.
Okay, I'll be honest with you. There's sometimes I do that. I want to get on my Instagram. I just, I don't know.
Pants to the floor? Just to stand up to pee? What? Ass out? Cheeks?
Oh, stand up.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's some weird
Oh, okay. You talking about sit down to pee?
Yeah, sometimes.
You just sit down just to pee?
Yeah, because I got to read my phone. It's a lot going on, yeah.
Okay. All right, go back to Kay. Every kiss begins with Kay. Kay.
Hey, Kay.
Hi.
Thank you for holding. Now, what do you think about Go ahead, Mama.
I think that they shouldn't have all gender bathrooms everywhere. Because when I take my 4-year-old daughter to the bathroom, I don't want her looking over and seeing a grown man in the bathroom.
Yeah, I said the same thing. I don't think it should be everywhere, because when I do take my kids out and I take my kids and they got to go to the bathroom, I agree. I agree with you.
I agree. And this is an interesting conversation because I remember some years ago when the conversations about transgenders using the bathroom was happening, and there was a lot of this. Mm-hmm. But nobody ever had the conversation, well, how do straight people feel about being in the bathroom with other straight people? Because it's the same thing, right? I wouldn't want my daughters in the bathroom with grown men.
So no fathers are taking their babies into a bathroom and changing their diapers or anything? Or is it
but
just
they have
the
all-family bathroom.
Yeah, they have the all-family bathrooms.
Yeah, they have the family bathrooms for that. They have the bathrooms that tell you where the diaper changing tables are and everything. And I don't even think they're not really bathrooms. They're just actual changing stations.
This is the evolution of bathrooms. Now we have a bathroom for everybody. What's wrong with it? I don't know why we have to sexualize the peeing in going number 2 experience.
Jason just said what I was trying to say.
I can't say the word.
I couldn't put together the words, but that's what you just said. The sexualization of peeing and dookie.
Yeah.
That's all it is. So what do you expect to happen in the bathroom? I'm going to the bathroom to pee.
I mean, like, this conversation is making me literally look at bathrooms with like red lights and smoke, and it's a bathroom.
Yeah. Well, the bathroom here is too far. I just want to tell you that. If any of our iHeart listening, the bathroom is too far from the studio. Yeah, it's too far from the studio.
It is.
By the way, I've never walked to a bathroom and seen any couple having sex.
I have.
Oh, I have. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, you don't go out though. You don't go to. You go out a little bit more. You see that.
Yeah.
But 800-585-1051. We're talking all gender bathrooms. What's your thoughts? Call us up. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Call me. Get your opinion to the Breakfast Club top. Come on. 800-585-1051.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. We have Jason Lee as our guest host this morning. We're talking all gender bathrooms. Now, this conversation came from Yellow Beezy. Jason Lee reported this in the rumors, and this is what he said.
In New York, this is legal. So, I just want to let y'all know, in New York, you go to the restroom with men and women, and this is legal, and I'm appalled.
It's fair.
I'm appalled.
Miss Family now.
Yeah, it just is regular. They just want you to really just get liquored up, and I guess I don't understand it. And this is completely legal, right?
So we're getting your opinions, taking your calls. Hello, who's this?
Hey, it's Barefoot Randy.
Randy, what's up, bro? What's your opinion?
I think they're fine, man. Like, we've had it for a long time at the music venue that I work at. Well, play music at. Sorry.
Okay, so but you think they're fine?
And, yeah, it works pretty well. I like the girls, where the girls go more because it's a little cleaner.
I got you. But now let me ask you this. Would a woman feel comfortable going to the bathroom? Because if a woman's trying to go to the bathroom, like you said, to pee or poop, and there's guys in there, guys are going to holler. So does it make it feel uncomfortable? Because women won't get their privacy.
Why do you think guys are going to holler?
Guys holler anywhere.
Depends how that poop smell.
Yo, shut
I
up,
don't care how pretty you are. If you go in that bathroom and blow it up, ain't nobody going to try to holler at you.
Pretty V has the worst farts ever. On Wildin' Out, she would come into hair and makeup and just fart, and that ruined our relationship for a couple seasons.
That's why she pooped on TV.
Is she?
Remember when V pooped on TV?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, she pooped somewhere. Remember?
It was on a reality show. Yeah, she pooped on a reality show. Yeah.
I love you, V.
Yeah, she was mad that we spoke about it. Yeah.
Don't love those farts though.
Is it that bad?
Oh my God, it's the worst.
And she felt comfortable just doing it?
She would walk up to you and do it while you're getting your haircut. Yeah.
Wow. I'm gonna text her right now and say, why you farting on people, yo?
Hello, who's this?
Yo, this is Andre from Virginia, man.
What's up, bro? We're talking about all gender bathrooms. What's your opinion?
Ain't nothing wrong with it, really, because they've been had all gender bathrooms. If you think about it, because when we was coming up, they had unisex bathrooms.
Right.
So you just go in the bathroom, and as long as it got a lock on it, you lock the door. So either man or woman could always go in a single stall bathroom.
Are you talking about single? You talking about single stall bathroom? One bathroom where you got to go in and out. Well, I think we're talking more about.
He said unisex though.
Bathrooms where it's like it's a bunch of stalls and it's either men or women or whatever you identify as.
Do they have the stalls you can stand up and pee in the unisex bathrooms? I really don't remember.
Yeah, you don't remember back in the day they had the unisex, they had the stall and the toilet.
I walked in the bathroom one time and seen a dude trying to do a dookie in the stall on the wall. The stall that you stand up to pee. He was sitting on the stall on the
tray, like the tray.
No, yeah, you know when
the urinal.
The urinal. He was trying to dookie in the urinal.
Where was this?
V12 in Columbia, South Carolina.
And what did you do?
I walked back out. I walked in and I walked literally right back out. Literally.
This conversation really started happening when they started trying to change the logos on the front of the bathrooms. Remember when they were first it was men, women, and then it was
the print symbol.
It was no print symbol.
It is the print symbol.
I don't know what that symbol was.
It is the print symbol.
That little damn print symbol, man.
What is it then?
It's
the print symbol.
Yeah, it's a symbol. But anyway, what's the moral of the story? If there is a moral, man.
I'm going to the bathroom and French is in there. God bless the dead.
If I gotta go number 2, I would do it at your house. I would do it
really?
What?
That's so disrespectful.
I think once you get to 40 years, I don't know about y'all, but 40. Once I turn 40, I didn't care about none of that.
That's so
I will blow
crazy
your bathroom up.
So you would go poop in the White House?
Did I go to the bathroom at the White House? Yeah, absolutely.
You got to have certain guest bathrooms for people that want to poop. I think pooping at somebody's house is so disrespectful.
I ain't gonna say what guest, but on my show, a guest brought their security, and there was 3 bathrooms in our studio, and 2 bathrooms were being used, and there was one in my room, and they go, "Can I use that bathroom?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "You sure?" I'm like, "Yeah." Went in there and blew the paint off the wall.
On which show? The Jason Lee show?
Yeah, in my studio.
You've only had one guest so far.
No, I have not. I did 5 interviews last week.
Oh, they haven't come out yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay, got you.
Yeah, now that was disrespectful.
I thought you were talking about Cardi security. But you already promoted Cardi coming.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got rumors of the way. What we talking about?
Oh, Odell Beckham. Him getting kicked off the plane, and now there's video that just dropped.
And then also, we got to talk about your show, too. We didn't mention your show.
No, it's okay. I'm here
just
for
mentioned
today and
the Jason
tomorrow.
Lee show.
No, you got to talk about it. What other guests he interviewed, when it comes on, all that other good stuff.
Let's do it.
We can do that.
All right, we'll do that next, so don't move. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV Charlamagne the God. Our celebrity guest host today is Jason Lee. Jason, good morning.
Good morning.
What are we talking about in the rumors?
Yo, we're going to talk about Odell Beckham getting kicked off the plane. But before that, I want to talk about the WGA Awards.
All right, let's get to it next.
Rumor has it. Call out a name, or you gossiping, or you chatty patty.
I'm gossiping.
This is the Rumor Report.
I mean, I guess we on the Breakfast Club. This is where the tea spills, right?
Next on the Breakfast Club.
All right. So if you don't know what WGA is, it's a really big thing with a bunch of white people, and there's black people in there too. The Writers Guild has revealed its nominees in the categories of TV, new media, news, radio, audio, and promotional writing. And there's a lot of people nominated. I'm gonna go through the list, but there's only one group that I'm voting for. But
who's that? Let's go.
If I get to vote. All right. So Full Frontal with Samantha Bee on TBS is nominated. Jimmy Kimmel Live. Jimmy Kimmel, he's nominated. Late Night with Seth Meyers. Last Week Tonight with John Oliver. Don't know what that is. Never watched it. The Problem with Jon Stewart. Stephen Colbert presents Tuning Out on the news. But hell of a week, guys. Hell of a week with Charlamagne the Guy.
I know that guy
is nominated.
Hey, drop a bomb for Charlamagne.
Yeah, man. Hell of a week is nominated at the WGAs for Best Comedy Variety Talk Series. And you know what? I believe we should win because we are a great show and because we black.
Okay. I second that.
It's a great show, and I was on that show.
Jason Lee was on there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How do I vote?
I don't know how this works.
I think you could be a writer.
Oh.
Yeah.
I write?
Yeah. Yeah, because, salute to the writers. Salute to Cynthia Barnwell, Josh Lee, Charles McBee, Dan McCoy, Andre Thompson, and myself, my writer's room. We should win because everyone in that room is dope. And we diverse. We are all black room. Josh is Jewish, Dan is white, and, we should win for that reason and that reason alone.
I ain't mad at you.
Why do you want to give an award to another white man or white woman? Y'all do that all the time.
It's a fun set, too. And you've had a hell of a year. And I love, your evolution has allowed me to feel some level of freedom that I can evolve to.
Of course. Jason, come on.
But I ain't ready right now. Let's talk about Odell Beckham.
Let's go. We had that conversation a few years ago at Tiffany's birthday party.
Yeah, now we have the same therapist.
Exactly. That's true. That is very true.
Shout out to him. All right, yeah, but look, Odell Beckham. Now, look, I have to be very careful because Odell Beckham is the only celebrity to ever rush me.
What you mean rushed you?
He's a football player, rush,
Oh, God.
Yeah, he attacked me, but he's evolved since then. But some would say, given what's happening now, that maybe the evolution has...
I hate when Jason does this. He'll say something, and it's so good, and then he speeds past
you. Want me to tell you what happened first?
Yes.
With me,
I'd rather hear your story than this other story.
Yeah, we know that story.
This is what Rumor Report should be.
Bring the music down a little bit. Let's go.
I was a big fan of Odell Beckham. I'm a big fan now, but I was a big fan then before I knew who he was personally. And me and Floyd went out to a club one night, and I saw him sitting there. So I told him, put us at the table next to Odell. So we sit next to him and we get to talking. He's a little lit, we're lit. I get his number because we're
okay. All right.
Yo,
look at the list. You cannot say that word.
He said he wasn't trying to sleep, but he didn't get a script.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't. No, it was on. But anyway, so we texted Odell, and he didn't show up. And then later on, when I went to Wildin' Out, they wanted to book him on the show. So I was texting him like, "Yo, you should come on the show." He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come on." But my man's got to come on too. So we're texting about him and his man's coming on. And then somebody walked up as I was talking to the executive producers. I was trying to show off that I had his number. I would book him, but I said, "Yo, Odell's coming." The person dancing, Dan. He said, "No, he's not because he told me he's not coming." So when we looked at the phone numbers, I was texting a number to a friend of his that he had given me. So the whole time I was texting Odell, I was really texting the friend. So at that point, I got in my feelings. I told my team, go ahead, post whatever you want on Odell. And we posted some stuff about him when he was in bed with some woman. And then the woman at the time was in bed with some cocaine. And I guess it messed up the money.
Mm-hmm.
So Odell caught me in public. Mm-hmm. And I was talking to Amber Rose at a bar. And he saw me and rushed me and knocked all the bottles over. It was a mess. But we ended up Yeah, it was.
He put his hands on you?
Well, he didn't put his hands on me, but he pushed me up against the bar, knocked all the bottles down, which made everybody look at us. And I just thought, like, any straight man that gets into an argument with me in public, there should be context. Because everybody's going to think it's a breakup.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play into it.
So you go, oh.
No, I
just. How you do it? How you do it? Say that again, Charlamagne. How would you do it?
He pushed you against the bar.
Yeah, well, it wasn't in a sexual way, Charlamagne. But then I seen Chris Brown to the right. So I'm trying to think now, what is my escape plan? Because Chris, we had written a story about Chris at the time, congratulating him on missing his daughter's birthday party.
Oh man!
And so I didn't want to. I didn't want to look too soft, you know. So I took my time getting out, but I was definitely getting towards the exit. Got to the exit, and I saw Odell, and he was looking at me again, and I just kind of said, at the time I gassed him. I said, "What's up, sis?" You know, just
you play too much. See, you play too much, Jason. You play too much.
Well, he rushed me again. Now I see why he's successful, though. I know why he's successful on the
fast,
field. Yeah, he's fast. Yeah, he rushed me again. Then knocked my phone out of my hand. We were on the ground fighting, like crawling to get the phone. This was in public, by the way.
I never will understand why you go out.
Why?
Why you didn't have security? Like, he didn't have security.
I couldn't afford it then. I got a lot of security now, and I will say, you know, he's evolved a lot. I mean, since he's had a kid, and I mean, with time, he's evolved. And
you needed an offensive line, man. Football players get to you that easily.
No, it'd be the huddle that'll get us all in trouble.
Ooh.
Whoa. but me and Odell have grown past that, and he's actually, you know, we're in a good place now. But I actually respected the fact that he took matters into his own hands, and my phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now he's people are talking about this video that's posted about him getting kicked off this plane. We saw him getting escorted off a plane in Miami, but now the video's footage is hit the internet, and this is what it's saying.
The airline's called for you, sir.
What's his kids?
Yeah, they're on.
Are they on now?
Yeah. They weren't out before? No.
You know how many times you've shaken him to put his seatbelt on and
Listen, if you don't want him to fly, that's a decision that you guys are going to have to make. That's, you know, you tell the captain, and then we'll get him out, but that's something that you guys got to make. And I don't really say anything wrong. He just responded to know where he's at.
He needs to come back.
We're going to have to deport everybody.
Ever in my life, get out your plane for you. You gonna wait 40 minutes, and I'm gonna be on a private plane home. Enjoy the cheese board on the way home.
That airplane story is a nothing burger in comparison to Odell Beckham Jr. and Jason Lee playing flag football in a bar with Amber Rose and Chris Brown.
Could you imagine that?
No, Jay-Z was there too, by the way.
What?
Yeah, this was at Billy's birthday party.
Jay-Z doesn't associate.
He was there. You know,
Jesus.
but they're saying that he didn't want to put a seatbelt on and that he didn't have any pants on. I don't believe that.
In the bar?
No, on this
this is on the plane. Come on, man. He switched already. No, they said he walked in with shorts on, and when he sat down, he had his pants on. But they said he was sleeping, and she was trying to wake him up, and he was knocked out. And
but you can't wear shorts on the plane?
They said he had shorts and pants. It didn't make sense.
It didn't make sense. I really think they're just overplaying it. And then to kick everybody off the plane for Odell Beckham, I mean, that's problematic. I would have been an upset passenger if they'd have did that to me.
Well, they told Odell to get off the plane, and they said, Odell, if you don't get off, we have to take everybody off this plane. So Odell was like, all right, fine, I'm not getting off. So they took everybody off the plane, and as people were leaving, they were saying, Odell, you're an idiot. You're an ass for not getting off the plane. And he went back and forth.
But I think they did that to make him look crazy. I think it was a setup.
Does he have a lawsuit?
I don't know.
All right, well, that is Jason with the T. Jason Lee with the T.
Where did you get this Jason with the T thing from?
No,
Jason
I like
Lee with
that.
the T.
But it's crazy.
Earlier.
On my new show, that's one of our segments.
Jason with the T?
Jason Lee with the T.
With Jason Lee, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now, when we come back, we got the People's Choice Mix. Don't move. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
The Breakfast Club. Your mornings will never be the same.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code ENVY for a special offer when you sign up. That's code ENVY. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Morning, everybody. It's DJ Envy, Charlamagne the God. Jason Lee is here. He's our celebrity guest host today and tomorrow.
That's right.
Now, Charlamagne, you got a positive note, bro?
I do, man. And, me and Jason was talking about, evolution earlier. This is a conversation that, I'll have often, but I do remember at Tiffany Haddish's 40th birthday, me and Jason, I don't even know how we was having this deep conversation in a damn party. Mm-hmm. But, Jason said, what did you say? I gave you the freedom to evolve or something like that?
You did. Yeah, but you at the party, the way we got in the deep conversation, you looked at me and you said, why are you always frowning? Why you always look mad?
Yeah. But the positive note is if you can't change it, change your attitude. Change the way you look at things and the things you look at change. Change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck, somewhere you don't belong. So those who cannot change their minds cannot change anything. So I'm glad myself and Jason Lee have changed their minds about some things in our life.
Breakfast Club, bitches!
Y'all finished or y'all done?